your boy CGOD. Welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be getting into a little bit of I believe they're called velocity stacks. So we're going to be doing some of those on the old motorcycle. So without further ado, guys, this is essentially what we have. Here we got our Shadow 750. And as you can see, I've already removed the stock one. So here's the stock intake with the stock, well, not stock, but the stock intake manifold bullshit. And here is the actual carburetor on the bike. So as you can see, kind of, I got these velocity stacks here straight from Taiwan. I think there was like $12 or something. See if I can get it to focus. Yeah, so there it is. So those essentially are supposed to mount up right here on the carb and come up, but yeah, these are too big. The ones that I got are 2.5 inch tall and they're too big. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna use the stock intake tubing, make it come around, and we're gonna have side mount stacks. So to be able to do that, let me show you guys what we've got over here. So to be able to do that, we've got one of these velocity stacks already, and we got it cut down. So this is essentially what we're gonna do. Okay, so here is the 90 for it, and the velocity stack is essentially gonna go inside of there and look kind of like that, just with a clamp on it. And that is pretty much how it's gonna look on the bike to come out the side, you know. So yeah, that's the idea behind that. I did cut off like the bottom mounting portion of it because it's not gonna work with how I want to set it up. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that, and I'll bring you guys back to the like finished version of the stacks before we get it on there. And we got the jet kit that we also got to do to it, and I'm probably just gonna clean the carb all together while we have it off. So let's get to it. All right, guys, so long story short, I finished up these ghetto velocity stacks. So here they are. So I mean, as you can see, they're kind of just like hooked up to this bullshit and then hose clamped in. They looked okay, but once I put the mesh like filter on the end of them, I didn't really like how they looked. So this is the other one. So I mean, as you can see, that's that. It would have been cool to be able to run them out the side. I did mock them up, so I'll go ahead and put a picture right here. Alright guys, so yeah, that's how it looked like with those stacks coming out the side. But like I said, I didn't like them with the little mesh screen. So I picked up a jet kit, and it also came with these stacks. They're a little dirty, but these ones are like much better looking, and they do have like this little built-in filter screen thing, so it's pretty cool. However, I bought this pipe here, this aluminum intercooler tubing pipe bullshit, because I wanted to recreate this bend and be able to use these, because you see how these have for set screws on the end. Kind of hard to see, but yeah, you can see these get set screwed on. So I was going to set screw them onto the end and try to recreate like this little 90 and this 90 with a long pipe to it. But the 90s are just a little bit off, guys. So I mean, as you can see, it'll fit inside of those pipes, but that's not going to work. So we trashed that entire idea. And I'm just going to be running these velocity stacks straight on the carb here. Kind of hard to focus, but yeah, straight onto the carb. In order to get them to fit with the mesh screen, the way it goes over, like so, I did have to go to Harbor Freight and buy this little bastard here, which is like a Dremel or something, I believe. Either way, and we've been machining the lips of this bad girl here to get them to fit. I've already got everything clearanced, and I've blown it out with compressed air and everything, so everything is good to go on this. I did in fact already open it up, and I put in 45 pilot jets and 145 mains. And with doing that, I also pulled the needle out, and I put one of the shims. I still have another shim, and according to TJ Brutal on his YouTube videos, the air fuel mixture screw has already been exposed on here, so I just put it all the way in and then backed it out 2.5 turns on both carbs. So that's what we're going to try to do off the bat. It's really easy actually to take this apart and change the jets and make sure your floats and everything are good, make sure your float needle isn't dirty, all that good stuff. If you want to know more about that, I would go over to the TJ Brutal channel and watch his videos, as he'll be able to show you in depth. I could have also, but I've just really been slacking it lately, guys. So, I mean, it is what it is, you know. Just got to get some work done and do what I can. So I'm going to try to get that stuff done. I mean, as you could see, I got some other parts here waiting for the bike. So, I mean, I've got stuff piled up to do, just haven't done it, you know. Like over there, you can see I got those goodies. Still need to go on the bike. But yeah, guys, so that's what we had to do for that. Like I said, I had to Dremel it out. I did find out my issue. My bike was leaking fuel like crazy, and I couldn't figure it out. And after I was taking it apart, I pulled one of the floats out, and the needle wasn't connected to it. So I'm hoping that it was just overfilling the bowl or whatever and causing it to leak out of the overflow or whatever the case may be. But hopefully this fixes it. I got a new fuel line and everything. Everything's ready to go. So all I'm going to do now is I'm going to put this back on the bike after I put the new car or the velocity stacks on it. And then I'll bring you guys back. Alright? Alright guys, so we got it all knocked out. The weather outside is kind of shitty, so I'm going to go ahead and break it down for you guys in the garage. So pretty much, I had thought that maybe a float needle was what was causing my fuel leak, but it ended up being the float bowl like seals or gasket, I guess you could say. Either way, I had to order that, got it in, got it changed out. I did, however, change out my rear cylinder main jet from a 145 to a 148, and it made it run a little bit better, because whenever I had first ran it and it was leaking hella fuel, the first time I had put the jets in with the velocity stacks, it was shooting flames out of that back cylinder. So I believe that was a lean quality or whatever. Either way, I got it running all nice and mint. Now I got it back together. I'm gonna go ahead and show you to you guys. Couple of tricks though for these velocity stacks. On this rear one, here it is. So there they are installed on the bike. To be able to fit this rear one back here, you do have to remove this velocity stack to be able to fit it, or to be able to put it back on the bike. But it's not that big of a deal, I guess. And then I was only able to get these 2 set screws. So I mean, there's that. But it does run pretty decently. Still have a whole bunch of more work to do with it. Right now, this is how she sits. So let me go ahead and see if we could turn her on, get some wraps. Maybe. I guess it doesn't really like being cold, huh? But yeah, it acts pretty good once she's warmed up. Just blowing the dust off of the tank. Oh. But yeah, so here you have it. Kind of see the dust and the flake. see inside here, has a little mesh screen. Pretty dope. Yeah. But yeah, guys, so that's gonna be it for this video. We got some more stuff coming. I haven't actually rode the bike, so I don't actually know how it's doing, like, performance wise. And it's been like super duper windy right now and cold, so as you can see, you know, we're dressed in the cold climate clothing. So until it gets nicer and I'm able to take old girl out and give her some rippage, then we'll be able to come back and give you guys a little review, see what we did with the velocity stacks and the bigger jets. Like I said, we are running 45 pilot in both carbs, 145 in the front cylinder main, and 148. You do have to mess with the air fuel screws, which are on the side of the carbs. Look up TJ Brutal videos. Like I said, he'll be able to tell you everything you need to do with these Johns. They're a bitch putting in and out. Deal with it. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe. This is your boy checking out. Deuces.